As a single mom, I know how isolating that can feel.
I wouldn't imagine anything because you're not even on a caliber to date a single mother.
I was good enough to sleep with, I was good enough to hang out with, but I wasn't good enough.
Being a mom is the hardest thing in the world.
Single mothers are single mothers because of poor selection in the partners they choose.
At 25, what's dating like?
Unfortunately, don't do it.
I think it took me a good few years to actually accept, well, this is it now.
Did you know how lonely and isolated women feel? Did you know how lonely?
Instead of trying to shame men for their preferences, how about taking accountability? Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
You never want to date a single mom, dude.
What?
And marrying a single mom? Well, that's a big L.
Well, okay, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there.
You're lost, bro.
Unrelated, but when's the last time you went on a date?
5 years ago to the day. I can't stop winning.
Yeah, sure.
Been there, done that, and won't do it again. Funny how 99% of your videos are about how women can screw over men in divorces. But if a man don't want someone with extra liability, they're assholes and end up paying child support for kids that aren't yours. No thanks. Some are opting out of marriage due to risks. It's not wise nowadays for guys. Dating single mums equals losing your home and being obligated to give child support to a child that is not yours. Yeah, no, I've dated and married a single mum. Never again. A real man marries a single mum and raises another man's kids. First, I would like to point out, there's nothing manly about raising another man's child. Any man who tells you that is doing so because they don't have any other option. What makes such a man manly is the fact that he's able to start his own family, not add to the collection of a pre-built family. This shaming tactic this woman demonstrated is something a lot of women are doing to guilt-trip men into dating single mothers. There's absolutely no benefits to do such a thing. Later down the line, you will only be filled with debt and stress, especially when dealing with a single mother in the West. The expectation is off the chart. Would you rather someone sue you for child support or start your own family? Be wise.
I'm gonna cry. I've just realized that I have become a single 30-year-old mom who's driving in a Dodge Caravan, checking out other men while driving in a subdivision, a suburban subdivision. I am a single 30-year-old woman with 3 children driving a minivan, checking out other dads. Okay, this is where my life is.
I find it really stupid when I see men trying to make it a point that single mother standards are way too high. But wouldn't you think that a good mother or a good woman, period, would want the best for her children? So you best believe that my standards are going to be through the roof. At this point, my standards are so high, I think I'm looking for Jesus Christ himself. If you want to mess with me on that type of level, you need to prove to me why you are worthy of my time and why you are worthy to be in my child's presence on a consistent basis. So if you come into my life, you should be making things easier, not harder.
This is beyond laughable. Worth your time after you've been ran through, really. In your kid's presence, really. You should be grateful someone would date your ass. Delusional. Yeah. A lady without kids is always the preferred option. Guy going for a lady with kids is settling. And yet you can't prove to me that you are worthy of my time. She got 5 baby daddies and 6 kids, keep it moving. That's another man's child. So a man gotta have high standards and use his time and money to raise another man's child just to be told, "You not my daddy." That right there is what you call high risk, low rewards. Why don't these women keep their standards high before getting knocked up by these guys? They always raise their standards and expect the next man to come take care of their problems. What's even more funny is the fact that she thinks a man should be grateful to be in her presence. It can't get any more delusional than that.
Hey, this one's for the single guys. I want your opinion on something. I want to hear your honest thoughts about dating a single mom. I'm asking because one of the guys I dated after my divorce said something, and those words have stuck with me. He told me, "You have 3 kids. No one is going to want to take you on." And let me tell you, no matter how awesome you are, those words stick. But I want to know, what do you really think about that? Does their age matter? Younger, older? I mean, it's not like I can change that. We're kind of a package deal.
To be honest, there's somebody out there for everyone who's willing to go and find. But the majority of men would rather not date a single mother just because of the baggages and expenses that comes with it. Most of them would rather start their own family rather than continuing one. And most of the time, the type of guy that would date a single mother is a guy that doesn't have too many options.
Being a single mom is so damn hard. You are the provider, the disciplinary, the comforter, the teacher, the best friend. You are literally everything all in one. And some days you just feel like you are completely failing at it, let alone trying to take care of your own self and your own mental health. And it's like days like today where I get called in to go to assembly because my son is getting an award because he is such a good role model and a really kind person. And it's just like, you did that. You are raising a kind, happy, healthy boy. And it's just like, I need to remember in moments like this, days are hard, sleep is rare, but you're doing a fucking good job.
Single mothers on dating apps, should they even be allowed on there? I'm not so sure, because whenever you match with a single mother on a dating app, they always, within 5 minutes, launch into the same single mother rant, where they go, "My child is my world, and if you want to get to know me, you got to understand that I'm a mother first, and a woman second, and blah, blah, blah." And you're like, whoa, 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 take it easy. I only asked if you want to see a picture of my cock. You know, let's just slow things down a little. Yeah, they're always so inappropriate.
Okay, I need you to understand what you just said. The man I chose to marry and make a baby with, because his love language is different than mine, I'm choosing to leave him, and then I want to level up from him.
Yeah, and
I need you to listen.
Okay.
Because you guys often tell yourselves good lies.
Okay.
To a man, I'm hearing a problematic woman. I'm hearing a woman who says, "I bring something to the table," and almost one of the first things out of your mouth is your career. I just said we don't care about your career or your money because you don't spend it on us.
Not everyone's going to admit to this, but I hate being a mom sometimes, most of the time. I want to be selfish.
I'm just not going to have a man's baby just to have a man's baby. If a man wants me to have his baby, I have 2 requirements. You're going to get a tattoo of my face on your body because it's a body for a body. My body's going to change forever. Your body's going to change forever. And my push present is either a car or a house, preferably both, but I definitely want a tattoo of my face on the father of my child's body, preferably stomach, because my stomach is going to look different after a baby. So your stomach should look different too.
Delusional. Being a mom is the hardest thing in the world. And this is why you're supposed to have a partner. This is why it takes 2 people to have a baby. And not having a partner makes it even harder.
I wouldn't imagine anything because you're not even on a caliber to date a single mother. You
ever hear a guy saying like, "Oh, you have a child," or "Oh, I don't want nothing to do with that"? They probably don't have the means to take care of your child because they're broke bums, and we don't want those men anyway. The real, true, high-value men are going to be seeking or not avoiding someone because they're a mother.
You need to have a man pay for the babysitter if he wants to take you out.
Ladies, set the standard high. Set the standard high, especially since you're a mom, because it's not just about you anymore. It's about you and your kids.
They have to tell themselves things like this in order to keep going. Keep your standards higher, ladies. But where was this energy at for the first guy? Why I need a top secret security clearance now? So sad that they even think like that. I want to have their confidence and delusion level. For real, well, I'm happy to announce that I just got my passport. I really believe in giving people the benefit of the doubt. but I don't think that will ever apply to these women. It's crazy how they're calling men broke and bummy because they don't want to take care of another man's child. But they never seem to blame their poor choices and decisions in the men that they choose. Last time I checked, women are in control of who gets to smash or not. They're so bitter because men know their worth. To even say men aren't qualified to date a single mother is just a crazy sentence in itself. If the baby daddy didn't care, why should the next man?
So for all the women who out here mad because men don't want to date you because you got kids, get over it. Life's tough. It is what it is. You had them, they're your kids. Oh well. I done had a man tell me he don't want to talk to me because I'm cool, I'm straight, you know, I love your vibe, whatever, but you have kids and I'm not really into it. And I said, okay. And to this day, we cool. Like I see him, he see me, we talk, he, and we go about our business. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to get mad because your personal preference is a woman without kids. What can I do about that? Can't get rid of damn kids. Like, so what am I going to do about that? Move on. It is what it is. Like, get over it. Get over it. It's plenty of men that's out here that's willing to date women with kids. They are. But I will say this, and I've said it before, you have to be one hell of a woman. You can't just be a woman with kids and no goals, no ambition. You know, you're fat. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't. You just can't. The answer's going to be, they're going to turn you down every time. You have to be one hell of a woman in order for this man to choose you. Because once again, men choose women. In order for this man to choose you and say, yeah, I'm going to take a chance with her. I want to be with her. I love her. And I'm going to go ahead and accept these kids because why not? You get what I'm saying? Like but you have to be one hell of a woman. You can't be around here no little thotty pocket or a little hood rat, or you get what I'm saying? Like, no, you got to come with it. You got to come with it. You want that man to choose you, baby. You got to come with it. Okay. So get over it. It's okay. It ain't the end of the world. I said what I said.
I think it's very commendable to date a single mother. If she's in the child's life, obviously, she's a responsible woman. She didn't choose this, obviously, because I don't think any woman wants to be a single mother. It shows that you raised a great son to be able to accept a woman for her struggles and what she's going through. I don't know.
I would not say it's commendable for a man to be with a single mom. I think if your son is choosing a single mom, his value's fairly low in the sexual marketplace, and he probably doesn't have better options. But to be clear, I think in this scenario, right? You got a single mom who, by dating her, by default, you're going to take on excess responsibility without the corresponding authority, meaning you can't discipline the kid in certain ways. It's not your fucking kid. And you have to then listen to her, and she takes lead on the parenting aspect, which removes your authority as a man. So that's very difficult for him to play that role. He still has to usually take on the financial responsibilities of caring for that child because he's caring for the mom. He also has to help out with the kid, take soccer practice, whatever. So it's usually an L all the way around. A lot more take on their side, give on his side with very little in return.
We all should be able to have a preference, because when I was single, I wasn't interested in men with kids. Amazing how women try to spin this. Only a sucker or simp fall for this. Prime example of delusion. Women chose to be single mums more often than not. She becomes belligerent after birth. Men are waking up, and the pool of men accepting single mums is shrinking. It's very commendable for the single mum to get back with the father she chose of her child. Accountability. Fellas, don't fall for this nonsense. Single mothers shouldn't be an option when there are women out there that have 0 kids. They try this Jedi mind trick to sell their bullshit. This generation are the most confused group of women I've seen in my lifetime. Delusional. There's nothing commendable about a man dating a single mother when there's plenty of other option in the world. It's just stupid. It's only commendable to her because that's what she wants, and it would also benefit her. Think about it. If these women carried themselves well and wasn't promiscuous, would they ever be in that situation? Would they ever be in that position if they prioritize finding a husband and building a family? This is just straight lies. Commendable in this case just means stupid. Raising another man's child is just not wise.
It's typical for men who are age appropriate to want to get with a woman who's already has a prefabricated family.
It's tough. That's why I'm single.
No, that's not why. That's part of the reason. But the things you just said are the main reason. You're a modern woman. You're talking about goals and partnerships and this and that. That's not what these men want.
They don't want to be respected.
They want to be respected and admired, but they don't want the stuff you're talking about. Building. No. Ma'am, these men want cooperation. And you ladies come in and you already have a plan of how it's supposed to be. And it didn't work with your husband or your baby daddies. And it's not going to work now.
Single mums are a liability. A guy now has to feed her child and the baby daddy is still gonna pop in. Don't need that. Don't need a woman's baggage on my shoulders. The feminist ruined it for the women, and then half of them on TikTok strutting their stuff. Once you show the goods, it's no good. Women use emotions and not logic, and usually make the same bad choices again and again. The kids come first. Why go in knowing you're already second? No man wants that. Unfortunately, I don't think it's something these single mothers will ever understand, except for a few. The majority of these women feel attacked for being told the truth. Ultimately, what they're looking for is help. Help with their bad decisions. They want a man to come into their lives and take away their troubles while they don't do anything.
Being a single mom is funny because as soon as people hear single mom, they immediately make assumptions and count you out, but the whole time you're a boss doing way better than they could have ever imagined, and I mean that in the most humble way possible. It's real interesting.
You know what I started thinking about the other day that's so funny? I'm a mom. Like, I have a child. That's only my responsibility.
You need help.
Once you have a baby, you think that you're going to never be lonely because you have a little human with you pretty much all the time. But for some, it can be some of the loneliest times. So if you're feeling like you need to socialize, join a mom group, call your friends, call your family. They want to check in on you and know how you're doing.
At 25, what's dating like?
Unfortunately, don't do it. It's scary out there.
Why do you say that?
I have a kid. So my last relationship obviously hasn't been great, but I don't know.
Do you think having a kid has hurt your chances of finding a partner?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Last person that he told me he wanted a relationship, but like a few months in, he was like, just kidding. Like, I'm not mature enough to be with a woman that has a kid.
And how old was he?
26.
Do you feel like he was mature enough?
I thought, I don't know, but I wasn't asking him to like raise my child.
Well,
I just want him to date me, not my child.
What were your expectations in the long term?
Obviously, eventually you'd meet my daughter, but again, she has a dad. Her dad is helping me raise her, not him.
But if you moved in together, wouldn't he have to be more involved?
I mean, yes. But also, doesn't everybody want their own kids? I mean, if someone really loved me, they wouldn't mind, so.
Again, what about dating a single father? With that option, they have a higher chance of getting into a relationship. What's holding them back is the idea that they think they can do better. But if that was the case, they wouldn't have gotten pregnant and become single mothers. It's quite simple, really. Women don't want to date broke men, and men don't want to date women with kids.
This is a whole different level of narcissism. And I don't like to use that word often because it's so played out. But the fact that you have to get on the internet, set up your camera and cry about being a single mother, likely a single mother based on your poor choices, and then you drag your kids into it so they can have a happy moment with you. Like, that's just weird. So you're using your children for your self-worth and your validation, but then you're posting it on the internet so then you can further that, so you know that you're going to get all the comments like, yes, queen, because as a society, we praise single mothers instead of a two-parent household. And just imagine this woman being on the dating scene and you go to her profile and this is the first video that pops up. It is absolutely delulu. And why do you need that sense of validation if you have self-worth within yourself? There's so many women out here that are making it so easy for these men to weed out the delulus, because there's nothing in my mind that can convince me that you don't have some form of narcissism if you're posting videos like this. A lot of these women use their children to feel better about themselves and use them as an ego boost. And that is so sad, to put that kind of pressure in the hands of your children to celebrate your birthday. It's just so freaking weird to really have to set up your camera and post something like this. Okay, bye.
I'm a single dad. Should I do this trend? I'm not a single mom due to poor choices. I cry on my birthday because it's lonely not having someone there to do that for you. What about dads that don't even get to see their kids on their birthday, and the mums don't even have the kids call? Just alone like any other day. I am a single mother and I laughed at this video. Imagine a single dad doing this. I watched it the other day and I didn't get it either. Like when you cry, if the phone turns off, do you stop crying and re-record? So this single mother here had to set up her camera before crying on the internet for attention and validation. A little backstory. This woman has been called out by her ex-husband for not paying child support. She's also been exposed for many other things like faking her injury. But even after all that, guess what the women did? They supported her poor decision. Just imagine how crazy it would be if the roles were reversed. They would have called this man a deadbeat dad and a bunch of other names. Take a look at what the father said about this single mother seeking attention and how her lies has been exposed.
Remember this video of the single mom crying while she bakes her own birthday cake? Her ex-husband ended up making a video, and holy crap, she was lying about everything. In the video, he showed a document pertaining to their parenting agreement, showing that he has the kids all days of the week and even weekends.
I have all weekdays and weekends, all at holiday academic breaks.
There is more. He went on to talk about how she's a mother and how she has over $21,000 of unpaid child support. She was also charged for check fraud.
She was then arrested for check fraud, and during that hearing, it turned out that it was found that she stole almost $1 million from another guy. And also, she faked cancer in the past. These are scans that she would send and post on her page.
He concluded the video by telling us that she's not a full-time mom, barely sees her kids, and she goes out all the time. She don't even have a job.
She's really not a full-time mom. She barely has her kids. She goes out all the time. And she doesn't even have a job either.
So even after this man stepped forward and exposed this woman for her lies, the women in the comments kept saying, Team Elizabeth. It just goes to show how fathers aren't being heard and appreciated.
This won't be a popular statement, but it'll probably make you think and reevaluate. Remove sex from the relationship, and you'll probably find out you really don't have anything else to offer.
Getting a man is literally the easiest thing in the world to fucking acquire. Okay? So people try to trash my single motherhood. I can have somebody pulling up to my motherfucking house with fruit snacks and my kid's favorite cereal by fucking tonight, if I wanted it. But I choose my peace and I pay my own bills, bitch. Leave me alone.
You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom.
I wouldn't change a thing, so glad you're back again. I'll never forget you. They said we never make it, my sweet joy. Always remember me.
And this right here is a perfect example of how single mothers are born. These women attend these parties, smash these random men, end up pregnant, and then expect another man to come take care of their child when the father runs away. This is just insane.
Men who grow up with single mothers who they see struggling will subconsciously grow up to reject men and overcompensate by taking care of broken women and neglecting their own needs. He is subconsciously trying to fix women in the way he feels his father failed his mother. Instead, he ends up attracting women who are highly codependent with an inability to love him back in the way he gives or needs.
Fair. That is not fair! That is not fair! 74 is the perfect way!
Hide a little bit sometimes from people, like, because I don't want to, I just don't want to, like, maybe say how I really feel. So I'm like, okay, like, everything's great, and sort of I don't allow myself to express maybe some of the
heavy stuff,
loneliness I feel, or the challenge I had that day, because I maybe don't feel that they will fully relate.
I think it's safe to say that we found another unicorn.
As a single mom at 27, let's say I was your man, what would I need to pay for?
I don't think you would need to pay for anything. I wouldn't see it that way. I think we can both contribute to building a life together.
So far, so good.
Let's say I wanted to go to McDonald's and you had your kid with you. Would I be expected to pay for the two of you or just you?
Let's see what they have to say.
Just me. That's my baby. That's my responsibility. If he wants to do that, it's fine, but I don't expect you.
Not the expectation.
Now let's be honest, after seeing so many of these, who really saw that coming?
You're not going to feel any type of way if I'm like, okay, let's get me a meal, you a meal, but you can pay for your kids?
No, I don't mind that, because that's why she has her father, to be able to contribute. And then, like I said, if he wants to do that, then that's fine. Thank you, I appreciate it. But if not, then that's fine as well.
Would I need to provide anything for your child at all, or?
No, just kind of be there. Just be there for us, both of us.
It's almost refreshing, isn't it? Hearing someone that actually appreciates someone just being there and being with them and their child, as opposed to having an expectation that someone that they're just dating pays for everything. Because honestly, spending time with someone can be just as priceless.
This is probably one of out a million who has a mindset like that. Most of these women would have had their expectations sitting above the roof and their standards touching the clouds when it comes to dating a man. But this right here is quite refreshing to see. What made it more attractive is the fact that it's not expected for the man to do anything, which will most likely make the man want to do something. That woman is a unicorn indeed.
If he's kind, works hard, and doesn't cheat, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That is just the absolute bare minimum of being in a relationship with someone. This is not exceptional. This is not extraordinary. It's also no longer enough. Just because these would qualify you as a good man does not in fact mean you are a good husband or a good partner. Because again, these are the bare necessities. You are not offering anything else outside of this. What do we need you for? What is the purpose of said relationship if this is all that you offer? If this is all you think is good enough? Because the thing is that good enough is no longer enough. Good enough is the things that women provide themselves. They no longer need or require these things of a man. You have to bring a lot more to the table than just these things. These don't automatically qualify you as a good person, as a good man, as a good husband. And this type of rhetoric is what keeps women in subpar relationships. Because, well, at least he doesn't cheat on me. At least he has a full-time job. At least he's not going out on me every night. At least he's not abusing me physically. This type of comment is a rare form of manipulation, if you will. Could be worse, so you better count your lucky stars that it's not. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side, and sometimes the other side is your own yard, without a man trying to convince you that this is all you'll ever need.
Stay single, gentlemen. It's not worth it anymore. She is obviously single. A future old cat lady. It seems like no matter how many positive qualities someone lists about a man, it's always the bare minimum. It's not about what a man can provide you, or what a woman can provide. It's what you can accomplish together. The whole attitude of what can he or she do for me has ruined relationships. Most of us guys would be happy to find a good woman that could at least do the bare minimum. The bar is low these days. We're just looking for a good woman, honest, loving, caring, and loyal. Stay single. This woman doesn't need a man. She needs a daddy. She looks at relations as transactional. She's spouting this nonsense to these other women, which will not help them get very far. Let's reverse it a bit. If she's kind, works hard, and doesn't cheat, is that good enough? Is it okay if she does nothing at home or for the kids, and if she does nothing to nurture the relationship? These types of women believe that their presence is enough for the relationship. Western women have priced themselves out of the market. Overseas is where it's at, fellas.
Okay, this is a question for single moms that are dating, so hopefully TikTok does its thing. I'm genuinely interested. Do you prefer to date men with kids or men without kids? Let me know.
I didn't want to work a 9 to 5, so now I work 24/7.
Is that what's happening?
100%. And what gave you the confidence? Delusion.
How old are you guys? If you guys don't mind me asking.
I'm 22.
22?
Yes.
23.
Oh, wow. We're going
Oh,
with 23. Yes, that's it. 23.
Okay, listen. Would you ever consider dating someone younger than you?
For sure.
For sure? Let's say he's 24. Would you consider him or no?
I already did. I mean, it's not a question.
5 things I expect as a woman over 50 when a man takes me out. Number 1, you take me out, you ask me out, you pick me up. I'm not coming to you, you're coming to my door, you're knocking on my door. Number 2, you're paying. I am worth it. I can afford myself. If I wanted to go out by myself, I could afford it. If you're taking me out, you're paying the bill. There's no splitting the bill. Number three, I don't give a shit if your mama, your wife, your whatever, if that's your own business. Keep it out of my business. If I'm going out with you, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about how bad someone is to you. I don't give a shit. And number 4, you stay out of my business and we'll be just fine. I'm grown. I spit 4 children out of my stomach. They were cut out, raised them to adulthood. I can handle myself and you.
Wow, sounds like a very pleasant woman to date. Women with these demanding personalities screams red flag. As you can see, she's only worrying about what she wants. But what about the man? What exactly is this woman bringing to the table?
You shouldn't date men that have children. Here's why. Here's the thing you guys need to understand. When you are in a marriage, a woman needs to feel like the queen bee. And if this man does not have established boundaries with his baby mama, he's going to put you and your relationship at risk. It is not your job to fight for a man's attention, love, and time. It is also not your responsibility to play the mother role if you yourself don't have children. Again, this is specifically when the man does not have set boundaries with his baby mama, which happens more often than not, or else I wouldn't be saying this. Another thing you need to think about is that you probably won't be this man's priority, and if you're looking for marriage, it's best to save the headache. Now, it's a different story when the children are above 18 years old, because the responsibility and the dynamic changes completely. I'm talking about men that have children under the age of 18, basically that are not adults and can't be self-sufficient. If you decide to date a man and marry a man that already has children, there is a possibility for you guys to succeed. Like I said, there's an exception to every rule. But if you're a woman that has no children, I recommend for you to find someone that also has no children.
This is actually insane because when men flip that same logic on them, they seem to have a big problem with it and lose their minds. These women will try and shame men for having their preferences, but never shame each other for the things they preach. I really wonder if they listen to themselves when speaking. Men, if you really value yourself, save yourself the headaches that comes with dating a single mother.
Yeah, no, actually I have 4 kids.
Damn! I'm sorry.
King, what I'm about to say might fuck up your day, but it'll put a lot of things in perspective for you. You may never fully be appreciated by a woman. The reason being is women's making it happen is totally different from a man's making it happen. See, when women struggle, we can just go ask somebody. You know, we have cushions to fall back on. If we look good enough, we'll have a man that'll help us. Hell, we ain't even gotta look good enough. We'll have a man that'll help us. We always got something that somebody wants. And we know that. But when it come to y'all, it's like, we have a hard time understanding that our way of life is not reality for men. Y'all don't have nobody that y'all could just ask. Not without being called weak or being emasculated. Y'all gotta literally figure out a way, because at the end of the day, y'all are the same men that we fall back on. Yet we still find it hard to appreciate y'all. Ain't that some shit?
Here's my dating roundup for 2024. I blocked everyone. And I changed my phone number. Now here are my non-negotiables for dating in 2024. We're no longer clapping for the bare minimum. Good morning, good nights. It doesn't excite me. Also, people challenge me on this one a lot, but if you don't make as much money or more than me, I've been a road dog before. They don't get treated well. Now I was good about this in 2023, so I'm gonna continue in 2024 not giving a fuck. If I sniff a red flag, forget I exist. I'm also done with apps. So unless I meet you in real life or you're a referral, may the odds be ever in your favor.
Remember this, girls. None of you can be first, but all of you can be next.
Literally just be so isolating and exhausting, and it's like the hardest job in the world, I swear, because you don't get connections with adults. Like, you're talking to little babies all day long, and I have 2 girls under 2 years old, so it is very isolating for me at times. And that's one reason why I really love digital marketing, because I can connect with so many other moms, so many other people, and that is just so needed for my sanity.
Reasons I'm freezing my eggs in my 20s. 1, I don't want to have kids until I'm 30 or 35. 2, I don't want to feel rushed to settle down or find a partner. 3, I have a family history of early menopause. If you're in your 20s and you thought about freezing your eggs, let us know why in the comments.
You are in your 20s and you are dating an older guy. You should not be falling in love with his personality, who he is, his potential. You fall in love with his pockets. You should be using all the older guys that come for you. You need to be using them to build your life.
It's women like her who are ruining the minds of these women. They never talk about build a good relationship with a man and treat each other right. They only talk about the things they can get from that man. Why is it always single, unmarried women giving women advice on how to date? Their time is just over. The attention they used to get from men have gone down. Now they're just bitter and angry.
Would you ever date a single mother?
I'm dating one right now.
You're dating a single mother right now?
Yeah.
Now, how would you feel if the mother didn't let you discipline her kid at all?
That's fine.
Okay.
I didn't get with her for the kids. Okay. I got with her for her, you know? Okay. Her kids are her responsibility, you know? I'm not going to be the one telling them what to do and shit.
So, you kind of don't care what the kids do?
No.
So, just
because they're not my kids.
So, you're just dating the mom and that's it?
Yeah.
So, basically, it's your coworker?
It's my coworker, yeah. I work with her, yeah.
You work with your girl?
Yeah.
You don't think that'll backfire?
No, because we did a pact before we started talking. We're like, if anything happens, like right now that we're talking serious, if we ended up just stop talking, we're still gonna be just coworkers. Yeah.
But you don't think let's just say it stopped working, you don't think it'll feel kind of weird in the job?
No. Yeah.
Because you talked about it already.
Because we talked about it. We say shit straight to the point where if we stop talking, we're just gonna be coworkers. Yeah.
This is just drunk talk from a drunk man slurring his words. The reason he's most likely saying this is because they haven't been dating for too long. This man said we did a pact, as if that means anything when dating a single mother. You will always be the second or third option. This man made a big mistake mixing business and personal affairs. What if the kid starts disrespecting him? Will he still be okay with it? I mean, at the end of the day, her argument will be, "You're not the father." But to be honest, he's probably just smashing. Maybe he doesn't really care about the kids.
Babe, stop asking me to stay. I can't love.
Single mothers don't understand that the second they get single mothers, even if they are good mothers, no one ever complains about that. It doesn't mean your value is not lower. The second you become a mother, your value in the marketplace of dating is completely lowered. Men do not prefer to be with women that have kids.
Unfortunately, some women think it adds to their value and it becomes their identity. They always talk about the benefits that they bring as a single mother, like knowing how to raise a kid and have good parenting skills. But all these things can be acquired through the phases of being a mother. Instead of them getting upset, they should really step out of their delusion, thinking they're too good for single fathers. Another thing these women do is prey on the good men, the men they know is boring, so they can thrive.